This is your captain. It's an honor to speak to you today, and I'm honored to be sailing with you today in this maiden voyage of the motherland's most recent achievement. And once more we play our dangerous game, a game of chess against an old adversary, the blue team.
That's right, folks. Keep your pants on. It's time for your debriefing of the brand spanking new Tier 4 Russian battleship, the... Okay, let's try this. Oktyabrskaya Revolutsiya? I'm sure that pronunciation was the poison in the underwear, so we're just going to call it October Revolution. Now, for those who don't know, Wargaming gives these ships to the official Wowzels content creators for us to have a look at, get some gameplay out there, share our thoughts, and answer any questions you may have. I always like to give a super quick hot take at the beginning for those of you on the go, and my hot take on this one is, do you love the Ganget? Is it your favorite ship in the game? Would it just be the bee's knees if it was a tier higher and had some AA thrown on it? Then this may be the ship for you. Now, for the rest of you who have a few minutes to spare, let's get into a few more details. The October Revolution was ahead of its time, as you may know. Literally, as the revolution didn't actually begin until November. Alright, that's enough of the history lesson. Let's talk computer boats. Now, in the background here is no doubt the best game I've had in this ship so far, and I've probably put in about 50,000 XP, which is a little less than I normally do with these reviews, but there's not really anything more I need to discover here. And my god, is low-tier matchmaking awful right now. I'd be willing to bet 85% of the games I played in this ship today had 6 or less people on each side, including a couple of 4-on-4. I also noticed these low player count matches had no players from the other platforms on them, so who knows what's going on. But what a sigh of relief I had with this match, which was full. And so I thought I could have an enjoyable match until I realized there were traitors amongst us, trying to throw this game to the Reds. So I may trim some parts out for the sake of brevity, but I end up with just about 3,000 XP in Tier 4. So this is going to be a carry. Alright, let's get to some details on this ship. It is a Ganget. A Ganget that has some AA on it. The armor scheme is a little bit different. The upper bow is thinner, which can allow for some seriously nasty hits if you don't angle properly. I wish I had saved a clip of an Arkansas unloading every gun one by one into my bow, exploding me like a blood sausage. But that being said, it is a good looking ship. I like the camo too. So you've got pretty good armor and decent AA, but everything outside of that really is the Ganget. And that means 12 305 guns, which is tied for the lowest caliber of guns at the tier for battleships. But there are a lot of them. But I'm not sure that makes up for this long reload that it has to suffer through too. Now in these clips, I am using Kedrov. I'd actually like to try Galler on here, but I don't have him ranked up at all, so that would be doing a disservice. Now there is one benefit for having these low caliber guns, and that is that you are a lot less likely to overpin cruisers, which makes this a bit of a Tier 4 Leon. And in saying that, I feel like we should get a montage explaining what I mean. So as you can see, even on the notoriously difficult to dev strike Emil, it was pretty easy to delete if they gave me just a little bit of angle. And of course, closing it out with a broadside Ganget. But boy, do you have to be close to really punish most of the battleships you'll be running into. You'll get pins, sure, but I was having a hell of a time trying to find the Citadel on a broadside Giulio Cesare at 10 kilometers. Now, getting back to this match, I have skipped forward a little bit. I went in and capped B, and I'm pretty much going to be put into an unwinnable situation. Well, unwinnable if I were to try harder. You can see we do have more caps under our control, but the 4 battleships on the red team are going to whittle us down to myself and a Galissonier pretty shortly. So, looking at the clock, I was thinking, well, I need to survive 4.5 more minutes, and for anyone we lose, we're also going to have to make it up to cover the points changing. There is no doubt that you have heard me say it many, many times on this channel that you need to go where your team isn't. And the movement by this red team, I think, will really highlight why I am always harping that point. Now, at any point in this match, if the red ships had moved in from different sides, I would have been boned. But as it were, they are clumping up, which allows me to angle towards all of them at once and get my salvos off on the target of my choice. And all of these red battleships I have or will get pretty weak. So you're going to see me pinging my teammates to, say, shoot at this Fuso, because then I could deal with one of the others. But as I said, there are traitors on the blue team trying to throw this game. Now, it looks like I'm going to almost throw this game right here. I did come out just a little too far, and that is... yeah, that is the weak side armor of these Russian battleships coming into play. But you can see I can back up and get this island to cover my side and get another shot off on that Fuso if the aiming bug would not try and force me to shoot the sky. At that point, I'm thinking, okay, this Fuso is very weak. It is just me and this Galissonier. We are down, what, 120 points. There is not enough time. So one of these ships has to be sunk. So that's why I'm thinking, okay, shoot that Fuso. I will take care of probably this Texas. That Fuso is very weak. I can probably 1 or 2 shot the Texas, or maybe I can get the Britannia. The Britannia is fortunately backing up here. So, alright, now we're going to get it. And how's the points going to look now? 536 to 615. I'm trying to do some quick math here. That is about 80 points. So I need 2 minutes. Quite questionable. But if the Galissonier stays alive, it should definitely be doable. But of course, the Galissonier, rather than focus on the nearly dead Fuso, is shooting at a Texas. The one ship that I don't need them to shoot at. They're not going to be able to sink that, but they could very easily sink one of these other 2. And then that would make this quite a bit easier. But the Saboteur, I don't know, I think they had other plans. Well, that makes it official. I am on my own, and I have to sink one of these ships to win, and I have 3 salvos to do it. So, you can all see how this ends up playing out while I wrap up my thoughts on this ship. As is usual, I'm not going to tell you whether or not the ship is worth it, because I have no idea what the value of money is to you. But what I can do is look at what other Tier 4 battleship is currently in the store, and how would I rank this in comparison. So if you want a Tier 4 battleship, you'll be choosing between October Revolution and Giulio Cesare, and I think it's not even really a competition. Giulio all the way. That ship offers a unique experience and has its own unique playstyle for the tier, whereas October Revolution, yeah, it's different than the Tech Tree counterpart, but not really by much. And when I was grinding through the Russian battleship line, I don't remember ever thinking, man, do I miss the Ganget. So closing thoughts, it's fine if you like the Russian playstyle and you found some spare change in the couch cushions. You could do worse, though I think you could do better too. But it definitely can compete at the tiers it will see. Now let's see how this game ends. That Fuso unloaded its salvo into the rocks. That was when I knew I had this game. So I got mine just over the top. I've got to get my rear turrets off. Aim a little bit high just so I can make sure to get some meaty hits. And look at how the clock counts down. But I'm going to get those front turrets off just in time. And I'm getting angled, so even if they get another salvo, it won't matter. But they won't. And the clock is going to run out, and with that, we flip the score to get back in the lead, and that's how it's done. Alright, that's it. Let's see the scoreboard. 2,944 XP for a good game, but it is Tier 4, so I'll say a very good game. I hope you enjoyed seeing the October Revolution doing its thing. Will you be picking this up? Let me know in the comments, or if you have any questions I can answer, I'll be happy to. Like if you know what's good for you, dislike if you want to go to the gulag, subscribe so you don't miss the next one. I'll get back out there for another one soon, and we'll talk then.